Hello and welcome everyone. I'm Pradeep from Armwrestling News, and today we will discuss a super match between Kydyrgali Ongarbaev and Irakli Zirakashvili, which is going to be at East versus West 7. So let's see what the chat is saying. Thanks for joining, guys. 10 people, 17 likes already. Rodrigo Diaz, thank you for joining. Amir back. So guys, East versus West 7 pay-per-view can be found on app.codesports.tv, 16.99 pay-per-view. This is one of the biggest events. Kevin versus Gennady is for sure the main event, but this is the co-main event and everyone seems to be okay with that assumption. Huge match, huge match. Both have already defeated John Brzink. That's a huge deal. Even now, even when John is 58, if you beat him in a super match while weighing around the same weight as him, that is still a big deal. Pradeep, you think Irakli will pull it off? It is possible. It is possible. I watched the video of on Sandris Sedis channel, and he said that he doesn't seem to be that much impressed by Ongarbaev's technical abilities. Everyone is saying, Engin keeps on repeating that Ongarbaev's table IQ is the highest. He's the most technical arm wrestler. His flop press is not there. We have never seen that. He beat Michael Todd with cupping and side pressure. He beat Alex Kodecha in 2018 with pure side pressure like Todd Hutchings, but he doesn't really have a flop press. When he tried that against Michael Todd, it didn't work. He does not have a really, really high elite level hook. He's good, like he has beaten Dmitry Silaev in a hook, but we cannot say for sure that he can beat the top guys in a hook. So I kind of agree with that statement that in my opinion, Ongarbaev is not necessarily the perfect arm wrestler that you can build, and that's why I think Irakli is being way underestimated in this match, and he definitely has a chance, a good chance. Waiting for Silky Wilkie need a membership. It is the biggest event, in fact. Yes, yes, that's great. Is it bigger than East versus West 5? Man, it's difficult to match the standards of East versus West 5. I did a poll on this channel. I'll tell you what the result of that poll is. 75% people are saying that Ongarbaev is going to beat Irakli Zirakashvili. Those people have good reason to believe so, because Ongarbaev had dominant hand control except for the one first round. Even in the later rounds, he had to fight for it, but he ended up with good hand control against John Brzink. But Irakli, not so much. He lost his hand every single time. But even without his hand, Irakli in the beginning of the match was able to move John off center, which Ongarbaev was not able to do until he had good hand control. So I would say Irakli is for sure stronger in the arm, but in the hand, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Irakli, yeah, in the hand, Ongarbaev is favorite, and in the arm, I would say Irakli has to be stronger. Pradeep, your video of Irakli versus Ongarbaev is on point. Yes, yes. Thanks, brother. Thanks for watching it. And thanks for the super chat, man. You're awesome. So that's one thing about this match. 75%. I think if people are asked in percentage, like how much do you think, how big of a favorite Ongarbaev is in this match, I don't think people would say he's a 75%. But yeah, numbers, it's a different game, but people are saying 75%. I have some doubts about that. Imagine if Ongarbaev's arm is not able to match Irakli's side pressure, Irakli's flop press. I know it is difficult to beat Ongarbaev with a flop press, but maybe it can be done. Michael did it in the first round. So are we just assuming that Irakli's flop press will not be as strong as Michael, or maybe Michael was able to tire him out in the first round and then he went to the flop press? So I created a poll: who wins? Irakli 25, Ongarbaev 75, 6,000 votes already in one day. That's how big of a favorite Ongarbaev is in this match. So guys, I to be honest, some people are saying that I'm late. Yeah, I am late, but I created this live stream first of all to talk about this match, to hype up this event. And let's say if 70 people are watching this live stream in about 15 minutes time from now. After that, I have Sergey Kalinichenko with Basil Coach Dubai on my channel. I'll be interviewing him so we can transfer from this live directly to the other live stream. So that's really awesome. Ongarbaev's victory over MMT was a masterpiece of arm wrestling. I agree. Irakli will win. So Ongarbaev basically defeated Michael Todd easier than Revaz Lutidze. But let's be honest, Revaz wasn't as strong as he is now, and Michael Todd was 300 pounds when he faced Revaz. And when he faced Ongarbaev, he was like what? He weighed in at 230 and he was like 245, 250 maybe on match day. So at about 60 pounds lighter. That's great. Why Sergey? All people, Pradeep. Why not him? That man, I'm a big fan. First of all, I'm a big fan of Sergey Kalinichenko, and second of all, Basil coach. He suggested me this interview, and maybe we can find something exciting during the interview. And Rivas is 300 pounds. Yeah, he is. Yes, he is. Let's see what the chat has to say about this. Dennis versus Dave. Now who is going to win? Dennis versus Dave. I really want to see this match. I was not happy like when why Dennis doesn't want to take any match between King of the Table on February 25th and till Devon Light match in October. So let's move back to the important topic in this video. Irakli versus Ongarbaev. They both predicted each other to lose to John Brzink. I just wanted to make sure of that fact. I kind of vaguely remembered it, but I wanted to make sure. So I went back to that video, went back to the interviews, and there I saw, yes, Ongarbaev said that John is the favorite against Irakli, and Irakli, before East versus West 4, said that John is the favorite against Ongarbaev. So is it just trusting the GOAT too much, having faith in him, or is it underestimating the opponent? I don't know. The details of the match we've already discussed. In the video, I said in the introduction that what is next for these guys. I kind of forgot what to mention about that in that video. So we'll discuss this here. Let's move towards the end of the discussion first, then we'll come back. So let's say if Ongarbaev wins, or let's say if Irakli wins, what should be next for them? One guy becomes the champion, either Ongarbaev defends or Irakli becomes the new champion. So should the defending champion, which is Ongarbaev as of now, should he immediately get a rematch against Irakli, or should he have to face anyone else? Who should Todd Hutchings face? The winner of Kydyrgali versus Ongarbaev, or winner of Ongarbaev versus Irakli, or the loser of this match? Because Todd has already defeated Irakli. Let's say if I think in both sense, Todd Hutchings facing the winner of this match, that only makes sense. Or either Prudnik cuts down to 105 kilos, he has the match. So these are the only two scenarios in my opinion. Because let's analyze both situations. If Irakli beats Ongarbaev, then it doesn't make any sense for Todzilla to face Ongarbaev, because he has already defeated Irakli. People will say that he has already defeated the current champion. So why not give him that match once again so that he can claim the title if Irakli has not progressed that much. And this can be another great measure, how much Irakli has progressed since then. We can find that out. If he is able to beat Todd Hutchings, then yes, he has grown a lot in that 9 months or 12 months period, whatever it was, 12 months. But if he still loses to Todzilla, then maybe he isn't that much strong, or maybe he isn't built to beat that style of arm wrestling, the style that Todd Hutchings possesses. So in that case, it clearly makes sense for Todd to give the title shot right away. Well, if Ongarbaev wins, if he beats Irakli, Todd, what's next for Todd Hutchings then? Should he face Irakli and beat him once again? Because Irakli is bigger now, he's stronger now. Does Todd need to prove that once again, or does he need to go straight to Ongarbaev? I think going straight to Ongarbaev makes more sense. But then there is Prudnik at 105 kilos. Yeah, SG Records has mentioned that. Prudnik at 105 kilos. That can be a big deal. Really difficult for both of them. Ongarbaev has already lost to Prudnik in 2019, top 8, and Irakli and Prudnik faced each other on the practice table where Prudnik was kind of struggling. He got top rolled once, and then they started with a slide cup, and even Engin said that start slowly, or someone in the crowd said that start slowly. So they kind of started slowly, and then Prudnik was able to force him in a hook, and from there he was able to pin him. So Irakli was looking strong. Although Prudnik can be slightly tired, maybe he had a couple of practice pulls before that, but he destroyed Artem Morozov like nothing that day. So he wasn't that much tired. Maybe he just got warmed up for the practice pull. Irakli in videos does not seem to work on his finger containment. Knox for this match, finger containment, wrist. I think even if he still has finger containment, he can still lose his wrist. But there is no way that anyone is doing anything in this match outside of straps. They are going in the straps for sure. I heard someone say that they should straight away go to the straps. That's what they should do. Because I think there is absolutely 0% chance that this match doesn't go to straps. Georgia versus Kazakhstan, two most dominant arm wrestling countries. Ongarbaev is listed as 6'1.5". John says that he used to be 6'2". Now he's a little bit lower than that, maybe a little bit over 6'1". So that's about 6'1.5". And trust me, when Ongarbaev and John were standing next to each other, Ongarbaev looked like maybe a couple of inches taller than John Brzink. Maybe it's just me, but for sure I'll be willing to bet on it. Ongarbaev is at least an inch taller than John Brzink. So I read it somewhere that his height is 6'2", but East versus West says that it is 6'1.5". Irakli, people are saying that he doesn't look like 6'3", but they're saying that Irakli is 6'3". We'll be able to guess their heights fairly once they stand next to each other. About this height topic, maybe I'll make a video in the future, because there are some arm wrestlers whose height I just don't agree with. John being billed as 6'2", there is absolutely no way John is 6'2". I would even doubt that John Brzink is 6'1" at this point of time. Maybe in his young age he could have been close to 6'2", but I would be surprised if John is even 6'1" now. And Michael Todd, I personally met Michael Todd. Michael says he's 6'3". I had a couple of friends, I don't know where they are right now, who were 6'3", and trust me, they look different than Michael. To me, Michael is also like 6'2". Toddzilla 5'11", I don't think so. So there are many arm wrestlers whose height is kind of doubtful. Irakli has press now. Hutchings doesn't like press. That's a good point. Kydyrgali is at least 6'2". Adnan is saying, trust me, Toddzilla didn't destroy Irakli because of his strength. It was because of his style, and a second match would go exactly the same. That's a interesting point, and maybe correct as well. Irakli in videos does not seem okay. Pradeep, out of context question, but is it true that there is an overpopulation of young male in India, which is also called lack of women? Overpopulation? No, I don't think so. I think India's population gender-wise is fairly balanced. Toddzilla is around 5'7". No, bro. I would say he's about 5'10". Maybe a little bit more than that. I'm a little bit less than 5'11". Sometimes I'm 5'11" in the morning. I'd be willing to bet I may be taller than Toddzilla. Or at least equal. And I'm not 5'11". Did you see the new training Ongarbaev's team uploaded? No, Timmy. I haven't seen that. Maybe we can watch it here. So, are you talking about the Shardara Arm Sport channel? Are there any updates on Bowen pickup drama? The Mac from Wifey was a fireball. Yeah, we'll talk about that some other day. So the previous matches, Irakli lost to Toddzilla. After that, he went on winning everything. He beat Krasimir, he beat Lachlan Adair, he beat Marcio Barboza, he beat John Brzink. So a couple of matches at King of the Table, couple of matches at East versus West. Irakli has been dominating. He didn't dominate in the last match. He barely pulled it off, but it was still the most impressive victory from that guy. I'm quite shocked. Like, what is exactly happening here? These guys, Marcio Barboza and Krasimir Kostadinov, they used to give a lot of trouble. They even used to beat John Brzink in John's prime around the 2010 era or close to prime. And now it seems to me that there is a huge gap between John and these guys when John is 58 years old. So is John getting stronger, or is John maintaining his strength from 10-15 years ago, or are these guys getting really weak? Because Irakli didn't even feel Marcio. and Irakli barely won. Like his hand was getting dominated against John. And the same Marcio used to give wars to John Brzink when John was younger. So that situation is really confusing to me. Krasimir beat John when John was around his prime. 6-0. Can you guys believe it? The new fans, like for that match, I'm also a new fan. I didn't watch it at that time, obviously, but that's kind of shocking for the like somebody for someone who has not seen that match. If you tell them that Krasi has destroyed John in the past in a super match, nobody would believe that. Pradeep, do you think Irakli is faster than Ongarbaev? No, I don't think so. No, I don't think so. And even if he is, he goes sideways with his speed, I think he's going to lose his hand. If he goes backwards, yeah, Ongarbaev focuses more on the pronation in the beginning. Irakli focuses only on back pressure. Yeah, back pressure is easy to hit fast. It's kind of easier. So maybe he can be faster. And that match, the positioning, the initial surge, that will determine a lot of factors in that match. If Irakli gets a faster start, if he's able to crack Ongarbaev's hand even slightly with speed, I don't think Ongarbaev will be able to do much after that. It will be over. Pradeep, do you think Irakli is faster? Okay. Maybe not. Today was the national championship in Bulgaria. Bojidar, Sasho, Karasi, Georgi were first in their categories. Thanks, brother. Thanks. I think I can talk about it. Maybe I can invite Bojidar or Krasi to talk about it. Thanks. I wasn't aware of that. Krasimir has gotten really weaker. That's out of question. He used to beat Levan. So, where are their strengths? If the match goes in a hook, I just said that Ongarbaev's hook, I don't think it is like best in the world at 105 kilos. And Irakli's biceps are the strongest in the world at that weight for sure. But still, I don't think Irakli can beat Ongarbaev in a hook. The simple reason being, because I've not seen Ongarbaev arm wrestle too much. I've not seen Irakli arm wrestle too much inside a hook. So I don't trust his hook that much. And other than that, Ongarbaev can top roll. I think that's about it. Ongarbaev can, maybe in a hook it can be a war, but I'm not sure. This topic is kind of confusing. Ongarbaev has beaten guys like Salive in the past, and Irakli has strong biceps, but we haven't really seen him in a hook. So in a hook it can be close. It can go either way. So I don't think anyone's strength lies in a hook, like any clear favorite, I would say. But in a top roll department, Ongarbaev looks to be the stronger guy, but Irakli can for sure shock the world, man. He can for sure do some damage. It can be about speed. If Irakli is faster, if he gets something from Ongarbaev, the way he arm wrestled, the way Irakli arm wrestled against John, I don't think Ongarbaev can do that. Ongarbaev does not have that flop press. Krasimir isn't a big saucer. I think it might be a factor in falling behind. Okay. Irakli almost forced Kordecha to hook in top 8. His wrist was just flat. Irakli? Okay, you're talking about Ongarbaev? I don't know what you're saying. Because Irakli never faced Kordecha. Also, he did force Silaev to hook very easily as well. His immense side pressure, which is the main tool in a hook. Man, Kydyrgali had a hook war with Prudnik. Of course, Irakli's hook isn't on that level. Maybe now it is. And maybe you're talking about the past, because in top 8 2019, when Prudnik forced the hook, it was like relatively easy. Yeah, mistyped for Kydyrgali. Yeah, I kind of understood it. National pride. A lot of national pride is going to be involved in this match, because they cannot just afford to lose. The Georgian team is going to be there. Ongarbaev, we don't know what he's going to get gifted from the country of Kazakhstan when he visits home. It's not only about the gifts, but I have usually seen, maybe in Kazakhstan it's a different story, but when fans support the athletes, the players that much, the team that much, that they are willing to just like praise them for everything, those are the fans that can be the harshest as well when their hero doesn't perform well. This is something that I've seen from the sports that I used to watch here in India. I hope that's not the case in Kazakhstan, and I don't think so, but I'm just saying that that can be a case. A lot of national pride involved in this match. And Ongarbaev, we're talking about his speed and endurance. That's a rare combination. Some guys are fast, if they're stopped they don't have endurance. Ongarbaev is fast and he has tremendous endurance. That is like a rare combination, and that can be useful in this match. The championship was on the left hand, tomorrow is on the right. So okay, thanks for mentioning. Just remember to turn on all the messages and seen that the new greatest Sion pick SG spoke of. Sweet, okay. If you evaluate Ongarbaev's hook by his match with Prudnik, that's not true representation, because Prudnik is literally strongest top 5 hooker in the world. Hook is more about pronation than biceps. That's why I said despite Irakli having such strong biceps, I don't think he will be the favorite against Ongarbaev in a hook. To me, it can be close. It can be close. Pradeep, reason why Evgeny forced hook on Irakli in practice is that Prudnik is really good at cheating during setup. Good luck forcing hook on Irakli. Even John couldn't. Yeah, forcing the hook on Irakli. That's why somebody mentioned in the comments that Ongarbaev was able to hook Salaev, and I was like, I don't think anyone can force Irakli in the hook, at least in that weight category. I don't think it is possible. At 105 kilos, good luck curling that 100 kilos of back pressure. That's, to me, that's almost impossible. Cannot happen. So you're gonna have to beat him in a with a top roll. That's how you beat Irakli. And we haven't really seen anyone beat Irakli with a flop press. When Irakli used to be like 70, 75 kilos, then Daniel Prokopchuk did it. I think, yeah, Sasho Andreev also did it. So that can be a style. Todzilla did it. What am I talking about? So that can be a style against Irakli. It can work if somebody is able to jam his elbow and go sideways. But I don't think Ongarbaev's side pressure will be strong enough without his wrist. If Ongarbaev's wrist is taken at any place in this match, I think this match is immediately over. But if Irakli's wrist is taken, Ongarbaev may have a slight chance, not a huge chance, but a slight chance. So it is usually difficult to predict. I was saying 3-1 Ongarbaev, but when I rethink about this match, maybe I want to give more chances to Irakli, and I may go with a 3-4, 3-2 for Ongarbaev, not 3-4. Best of 7. So I'll give a 3 pins to 2 score prediction for Ongarbaev in this match. Please tell me what do you think is going to happen. Talgat as well. Daniel is an alien. Sasho. Okay, Talgat Aktaev also beat him like that. I was not aware of that match. And that one round just keeps me surprising even till now. How John Brzink, who was able to get such a superior position on Ongarbaev in the first round in their match. And that's the John that had COVID and apparently not strong enough. Not as strong as he could have been if he was healthy. But hey, no disrespect. You guys can tell me if you agree with this or not. I haven't seen a match where John Brzink lost and he didn't have some kind of health issue, shoulder issue, or he was sick or ill, something like that. You guys just name me one match like that. Maybe only in the matches that he got completely destroyed, like against Devon Larratt. There was nothing wrong. Everything was perfect. But other than that, I always hear like whenever John lost, he always had some kind of trouble. Maybe he always has those troubles, but the world talks about them only when he loses. So maybe he's having those troubles, those problems when he's winning as well. John did a noticeable elbow foul in round 1 against Kydyrgali, to be honest. Pushkar 2015. When John lost, that's what I said. When he loses to dominantly, there is no excuse. Voda, there was, like, people are saying that was the worst John Brzink that ever arm wrestled in last 4 decades. That's what they say about John versus Voda match. It's all about gaining hand control before the go. Hand control before the go. Morozov will stop Levan. It is difficult to beat Levan, but Morozov will stop him. like Gasparini. Okay. And is it really that easy to top roll Ongarbaev? Because we haven't really seen that. Evgeny Prudnik's top roll is not the best in the world. Let's be honest about that. There are better top rollers than Prudnik. But forcing the hook, he's really great. When he tried to top roll, I have watched the match multiple times and I think I still believe that Prudnik could have won that match 6-0 if he wanted to. But the rounds where he tried to top roll Ongarbaev, those were the ones where he got stuck and lost. But when he went to force the hook, it was kind of easy for him. Or maybe it was the side of the strap thing. Maybe because of that he lost. I'm not sure. Maybe he tried to top roll because he was going to have the buckle on the other round. He thought without the buckle, if Ongarbaev has the buckle on his hand, it is going to be easier for him to top roll him. I'm not sure about that situation, but he was not able to top roll him. John was not able to top roll him. John was tired after the second round. He tried to force the hook, but that was like almost impossible. So what's the way to beat Ongarbaev? I haven't really seen him getting top rolled recently. So how do you beat that guy? With side pressure? Michael wasn't able to do anything with his hand, even with the king's move. Even with the king's move, Michael was not able to do anything. Revaz Lutidze's wrist was completely flopped back and he pressed through Michael. But Ongarbaev's wrist never went back. So is it really possible to out top roll Ongarbaev, which Irakli will try to do, which may be his only option or maybe one of his two options? I'm not sure. Devon didn't fight anyone with more weight than him for 4 years. Levan, we saw what happened. I was just asking Mr. Timmy. Okay, Irakli does 80 kg back pressure for reps, but what about his pronation? Can Ongarbaev contain him? He doesn't have to necessarily contain him. If he's faster and more efficient in the setup, maybe Irakli is the one who is going to try to contain him. That's the like that match has a good possibility to stop right in the center. Like John versus Ongarbaev stopped. John versus Irakli also kind of stopped for 5-10 seconds right in the center. So I think this match is also going to stop exactly like that. That's what I think. In this live stream, I'm going to invite our guests, and as soon as this live stream ends, I'm going to start the other one and you'll automatically join. Like, this is the beauty of YouTube. I hope I haven't tried this option any times on my channel. I tried this with Ryan SP once and that kind of worked. Not as good as I wanted to, but it kind of worked. So Irakli versus Ongarbaev, guys, once again, East versus West 7 is the date. $17 pay-per-view, app.coresports.tv. Invite Uncle John. Why? He can press Ongarbaev. That is a possibility. It is going to be difficult. I would say pressing John Brzink to the pad like this. I thought that was also an almost impossible task. But he was able to do that. Irakli was able to do that. It's a rare thing. I haven't really seen John lose when he has full hand control. I haven't seen Ongarbaev lose like that. But maybe we are going to see another new observation once again. Or Pradeep should get big laws someday. It's possible. It's possible. Let me send them a message. Okay, Basil coach said 1 minute. Till then we can continue talking about this match. Lagia has dropped the link. Thanks. And guys, till then you can join as a member. Andreas is a member. Harvey, your boy, will get destroyed this time. Pradeep should get big laws on the channel. Clerks 93, he cannot press. Like, I didn't even pay attention if they're members or not, but my eyes like automatically went to their comments because YouTube highlights it. Levan is going to real cardio. Will be more difficult to engage press. Ongarbaev won't gas like John did. That's another interesting point. Interesting point. But, and yeah, and he can take Ongarbaev's wrist just like John Brzink did. So that's an interesting point. That can make it even more difficult for Irakli. But once if Irakli is able to gain hand control somehow off the go, then it can get really, really interesting from that point. So I don't think Irakli has the ability to make a comeback in this match. He had a not so good start against John. He did intentional elbow foul and then he lost his wrist again, and then he was able to flop press John in the first round. Then the next two rounds he lost to John. In the final round, John had everything. John even had cupping. Maybe if he didn't have cup and he tried to press like that, he could have pressed Irakli to the pad. John had cupping, he had complete pronation, and he tried to go for the press and he couldn't finish Irakli. That was like really shocking to see. Extremely shocking for me to see that John couldn't pin Irakli from such a simple position. Who has more endurance, Irakli or Ongarbaev? I would say Ongarbaev has better endurance. I think that a large part of arm wrestling fans cheer for Morozov not because we don't like Levan, because we are bored that only Levan wins. So Dave Chaffee was recently interviewed by Aussie arm wrestler and he was asked about a few predictions. I recorded a video about that. Just imagine 4 predictions. Levan, Morozov, Devon Larratt versus Gennady. So these 2 matches. Can you tell me what is common in these 2 matches or in those 4 guys? Can you tell me what's common? Let's check your arm wrestling presence of mind and IQ, arm wrestling IQ.
You hear me?
Hello, brother.
You hear me good?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay, let me... you didn't send to Kalina the link?
I sent it to him.
Let me also resend it to Telegram, so he might read it faster. How's your stuff? How's everything?
I'm fine. I'm great, brother. I think my microphone got disconnected. I don't know why. Yeah, I think it's connected back again. You can't get cardio in a few months. I've seen a big fan. Okay, what was more endurance? Muffled. I think the chat was not able to answer that. So all of these 4 guys, they have defeated Dave Chaffee in their last match. Levan defeated Dave, Morozov, Gennady, and Devon. And Dave Chaffee did predictions about that. So I think his prediction should mean a lot in that match. Let me check if Sergey Kalinichenko has... yeah, he's already joined. He has already joined. So guys, I'll be ending this live stream and hopefully you can all join that next live immediately. Let me see how that works.
Hello.
Hello, brother. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you. And you?
I'm fine as well.
Super. My camera, it's okay, or maybe it's better?
Yeah, it's better now. Good.
Okay.
So guys, today we have a special guest with us, Sergey Kalinichenko from Ukraine and Basil Coach from Dubai, and he's also from Ukraine, so he'll be helping us with the translation. So a big thanks, big welcome to our guest. How are you doing, guys?
Hello.
Hello to everyone. Hope everyone is doing okay. We're ready.
Yeah. Can you turn the phone sideways? I think that the previous one was better.
This one? Or,
yeah, no, sideways. I was talking about Kalinichenko.
Серега, можешь перевернуть горизонтально?
Да, могу. А ну, смотри. Так, хорошо?
How's it right now? Good?
Yeah, good now. So guys, please tell us how you guys have been and what are the current plans and the future plans.
Как ты дела? Чем занимаешься и какие планы на будущее?
Дела у меня хорошо, проходит подготовка. Сейчас я уже пару дней не тренируюсь. Я планирую ехать в Варшаву, там буду бороться, тренировку